My dad almost eliminated my boyfriend on the first date. My dad was an ex-Marine with 3 gun safes and a permanent scowl. When I started dating Ryan's senior year, Dad made it clear he wasn't impressed. College boy thinks he's special, he'd mutter whenever Ryan called. What Dad didn't know was that Ryan had already seen him once before. At a gas station 3 months earlier, Ryan had watched my dad calmly disarm a man trying to rob the place. Ryan never mentioned this to me or to Dad. The first time Ryan came for dinner, Dad answered the door wearing his tactical vest from his security job. Ryan's eyes went wide, but he still offered a handshake. Dad just grunted and pointed to the dining room. Mom had warned Ryan about Dad's boyfriend test. He'd deliberately put something in their food to see how they'd react. When Dad accidentally spilled hot sauce all over Ryan's pasta, Ryan didn't even flinch. He just smiled and said, "I actually love spicy food," and ate every bite while sweating bullets. Throughout dinner, Dad fired questions like bullets. "What's your GPA? Your parents divorced? Ever been arrested?" Ryan answered each one honestly, never breaking eye contact. I wanted to disappear under the table. Then Dad pulled out his phone and showed Ryan a picture. "Know who this is?" It was Ryan's Uncle Mike, the black sheep of their family who'd spent time in prison. Mom gasped. I hadn't even told Dad about Ryan's family troubles. Ryan's face went pale, but he didn't lie. "That's my uncle. He made some bad choices, but he's turned his life around. He's the one who taught me about cars, actually." Dad nodded slowly, watching Ryan like a hawk. I later learned Dad had run a background check on Ryan's entire family. After dinner, Dad suggested they chat in the garage. My stomach dropped. That's where he kept his knife collection. Mom squeezed my hand as they walked out. I paced the kitchen floor, checking my watch every 30 seconds. Dad's chats usually ended with boys speeding away, never to call again. One guy had actually wet himself. The last boyfriend Dad had approved was Jason, who played football and came from money. But 2 weeks later, I caught Jason cheating with my friend Melissa. When I told Dad, he just shrugged and said, at least he wasn't a wimp. 30 minutes passed. No screaming, no sounds at all. I finally worked up the courage to peek outside. There they were, my terrifying father and nervous boyfriend hunched over Dad's 67 Mustang. The hood was up and Ryan was pointing at something in the engine while Dad nodded. "The timing belt's the issue," Ryan was saying. "My uncle taught me how to fix these. I could help you this weekend if you want." Dad looked up and actually smiled. "Kid knows his cars," he told me, slapping Ryan's back hard enough to make him stumble. As we walked Ryan to his car, Dad noticed something in the back seat. "Is that a Marine Corps manual?" he asked, pointing to a worn book. Ryan nodded. "I've been studying, planning to enlist after I finish my engineering degree. Want to design better equipment for you guys?" Dad's expression changed completely. He actually shook Ryan's hand this time, his grip lingering longer than necessary. What Ryan didn't know was that Dad had lost his best friend in combat due to equipment failure. Dad later told me he'd been praying for someone who'd understand that pain. Later, as Ryan was leaving, Dad pulled me aside. "That boy's got good hands and doesn't pretend to know what he doesn't. That's rare." What I didn't know until years later was that Dad had planned to tell Ryan he wasn't allowed to see me anymore. But Ryan had spotted the car trouble before Dad even mentioned it. At our wedding, Dad's toast started with, "I almost eliminated this guy the first time we met, but he fixed my Mustang instead."